Now staying with shows here, the 10 Commandments, the musical. It's making a comeback off-Broadway. Just debuted this last week. And take a look. In case you haven't seen it yet, now we're joined by David Serero, opera singer, director, producer of the 10 Commandments, the musical, and Moses himself. Thank you so much for being with us here, coming to us all the way from New York here. Now, first of all, tell us about this project. Clearly, it's an exciting one. Tell us how this came to be, this revamp of the musical.
Absolutely. First of all, thank you so much for the opportunity to be with you guys at 6:30 a.m. here in New York. And tonight we are performing, but there's no other way to start the day than to talk to you. So thank you so much. So yes, it was the biggest musical of all time in France. It was created by actually one of your own from i24 News by Elie Chouraki with music Pascal Bispo and original French lyrics by Patrice Guéraud, Lionel Florence. And it was the biggest success in France. And the idea was to take that musical, but also present it for the American crowd. So I chose to add some dialogues to link the songs and also to adapt it for a theater, because originally that musical was created like literally for stadiums. They had huge decors and the stage going on 3 levels. So it was a beautiful adventure to not only bring that these songs in English language, but also add these dialogues and this new way of bringing that universal story that is truly the definition of fraternity and bringing people together.
What kind of reaction so far? I mean, you're in New York now, this whole new world for stage, or at least for this show. How's it been in New York so far? How's the reaction been?
Oh, it was absolutely amazing. We had the premiere, the opening night last Sunday. You showed a little bit of the images, and it was a complete full standing ovation. And with all due respect to all audiences all around the world, the audience of New York City is one of the most exigent in the world, because New York is the world capital of musicals. So that's why it was so important to have a big success of that musical and bring it to New York, because in New York they have such a choice of musicals. So I wanted to start really small by not going to the biggest venues of New York, but yet the exigence of the work that I put in every single venues is very, very important. And on top of that, there was such a beautiful message of fraternity, and people were really in tears throughout the whole musical, especially at a very challenging time. So the reaction was overwhelming, and I want to bring more to everyone, you know.
Of course. I want to pick on what it is, how it is for you to be Moses at this point. How did that come to be? Was this always the vision you had in mind? Were you inspired for many years? Did you have this in mind? Tell me about taking on that role.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Well, it's a very challenging role, of course, because every biblical character is very hard to do, because you don't want to be like a children play, but you don't want to be also like, too over the top kind of character. So you have to find really the place. But for me, because I have a very strong training to play Shakespearean roles, play all the biggest classic theatrical role, I approach the character of Moses really as a classical theater role. That was very important for me. So Moses at the beginning is very funny, very volatile, at the beginning. Then after he knows the exile, he is chased, he kills a soldier to defend one of his own. And after he meets Sephora, and all that story, when he finally meets God, he becomes a prophet. And there off he goes and he understands the mission he has. But then even after he has freed all the people of Egypt, when he said to Pharaoh, let my people go, then he starts to doubt of himself, when he arrives in front of the sea and he calls God and he leads his people. So he's a leader who doubts of himself. And that is very Jewish, but he is very passionate, of course, in everything he does. But the music also carries you a lot, and it's such a beautiful piece that I hope I'm going to bring to Israel. I hope.
That was my next question. You jumped me there. What are your plans? You plan to bring the show to Israel at some point? Is that already in the works?
Well, first of all, I want you to see it. I want you in the room. I want you on the first row.
All right.
And second row, I want my dear friend Patrick Brahi and Frank Melul. And then after, I want all the employees of i24 News, and then maybe some other people.
Hey, they're listening, I hope you mean it. Great. They'll line up for this type of show. That's great.
But if I have you guys in the audience, I will serve you food also during the show. I want to make sure you're eating nicely also. Yes, I have offers already for West End to bring it to London, to bring it to Australia, and to tour it in many beautiful cities in the United States of America, and of course to bring it to Israel, to bring Moses back to Moses. Can you imagine? That would be something wonderful. And also to Dubai, because thanks to the Abraham Accords, there is this beautiful desire from a lot of Arabic countries to know more also about the Jewish culture. And every time I see a hand before me, I always take it. So I went to Dubai a couple of months ago, and definitely there would be that show going there. And I think that would be a word message, because that's what this show is about fraternity and bringing people together, because we have so much to win and to earn by being together.
Well, David, I have to put you on the spot here for a moment. If you give us less than a minute left till we go out to break, a small sample of one of the songs you can sing for us for a moment here, or?
Sure, no problem. So if the neighbors, they come to shoot at me, I send them to you, okay?
We'll let you sing us into the break. Please, take it away. I hope to see you on stage in Israel. We are out of time. I would stick around for another 5 minutes or so just to have you sing a couple of the songs from the show. We appreciate you being with us. Break a leg out there, and we'll hopefully see you in Israel soon.
Thank you so much. I love you very much. Thank you.